What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. Today I thought it'd be a fun idea to take a look at one of the more overlooked parts of my LEGO collection, which is definitely my LEGO Ninjago collection. And I used to collect a lot of this as a kid, and recently I've kind of gotten back into the theme, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of my Ninjago and Ninjago kind of style LEGO sets. And the first set we have is the LEGO Icons Tranquil Garden, and I've posed a few Ninjago minifigures on here, including Sensei Wu. We've also got a ton of the minifigures from the Tournament of Elements lineup of LEGO Ninjago sets, which was definitely my favorite season of the show, and I think they really complement the display over here. And then this, of course, does lead us into the LEGO Ninjago City Gardens section of my collection, which is probably one of my favorite LEGO sets of all time. And first off, we have Golden Sensei Wu down here, and then of course we have Jay and Nia on a date, and then also towards the back here we have Ronin and Clutch Powers, and then you can also see some Serpentines like Lasha over here, and then there's a few other guys over off to the side here as well. There's tons of cool details in the Ninjago City Gardens on this first layer. We've got some random civilians, there's various signage kind of on the top and the second floor of the Ninjago City Gardens, and we've got Shade chasing after the mechanic over here, and then we of course have Master Chen's Noodle House with Derek campaigning for the return of the Puffy Pot sticker, and then we've got Skylar, and then we've got a few other minifigures, some more Serpentines, and we've got Sensei Wu and Misako right by the 10th anniversary LEGO Ninjago tree. Kind of crazy to believe that it's now 13 years old, and then we've also got a few other minifigures towards the side, including some Serpentines grabbing some ice cream. I really like all of the signage. We've got another kind of like neon sign on the third floor of the Ninjago City Gardens, and we've got Sensei Garbodon fighting against Klaus as kind of a Tournament of Elements reference. Then we've also got, I think her name is Cece, she's from the newer seasons of Ninjago, on this little hover bike, and then we've got a Stone Warrior on this little balcony here admiring the view from his apartment. And then we've also got Fang Sui over here too. And then up here, not really Ninjago characters, but we've got the Samurai and the Kendo Fighter from I think series 13 and 15. Fighting against each other. And then we've also got, I think his name is Baitar, another Serpentine, he's one of the Constricti. And then we've got Nia and Kai chasing after Cece. And then over here we can kind of see Cole inside of the little arcade of the Ninjago City Gardens. And then we're also able to see that nice blue spiral tower towards the end here. And then we've also got the little bridge that connects this to the Ninjago City Markets. And we've got Master Chen, Izor, and Chop, I think, fighting against some of the Elemental Masters. Towards the back here we can see Zane's Shrine, where we can see two of these skeletons. I think it's Frackjaw and someone else admiring the statue. And then now we take a look at Ninjago City Markets, which came out last year and was a really fun build to put together. And we've got Pythor, Camille, and Ash fighting against Master Chen. And then as we kind of transition over here, we're able to see some Stone Warriors as well as Cruncha and Knuckle. And then we've also got this kind of news reporter interviewing Crazy from LEGO Ninjago Season 1. One of my favorite skeleton designs. I love the Jester hat and the armor. And then we've got the Series 12 Genie hanging out in the background by this little stall over here. And then over here we've also got Kai's blacksmith shop, as well as this guy in the boat over here, which is kind of overlooked, but I really love that boat design, and also the blacksmith. It's got some cool sticker pieces on the outside of it. And then there's a few other civilians on the outskirts of the Ninjago City Markets. Lots of cool details here, tons of sticker pieces detailing all of the kind of signage on the first floor. And then of course you can't forget the centerpiece, this big grand red bridge with Nauticon fighting Jay and I think it's Captain Soto. And then we've also got I forget his name, Flintlock, assisting Nauticon as well. And then on the second floor, we've got the little cable car with the random civilian inside of there. And then we've got Cyrus Borg and Pixel fighting off against General Cryptor and some of the other Ninjroids. And then in the background over here, we've got this random cop who is from the newer seasons of LEGO Ninjago. I've only watched up until, I think, season 8. So I don't really know the names of all the characters, so I do apologize if I don't know some of the newer characters' names. Over here, we've got some of Moro's possessed, or I guess reborn ghost army fighting against Lloyd. And of course, we've got Moro fighting against him right here on top of the cable car, which I thought looked really cool. Towards the back, we've got the Borg store, and I really love the color scheme on this, as well as the overall design of it too. We've got the Borg store employee, as well as a fan, and a very angry Bolobo who is very upset about technology in the world. And then we've also got Zane and Jacob fighting against Clancy from Skybound, and Jacob is right in front of his little music sign, which I thought was funny. And we've got little Nelson on top of this little bridge overlooking the cable car, kind of watching the fight between the Green Ninja, his like big role model, fighting against Moro. And then on the other side, we've got some more sticker pieces. If there's one thing about the markets I love I don't like placing the stickers, but they do look really cool, and I love all the advertisements. But we've got Scales, and we've got Dareth outside of his kind of like dojo area, and then we've got, of course, Gravis over here. It's not really a dojo, it's a karaoke bar. And then above that, we have Cole fighting against Balloon, and then we've got some cool signage on the very top here with a nice little noodle shop, and then we've got Sora fighting against, I don't know their name, and then there's some more signage and stuff. I really like all the sticker pieces here. We've got the little octopus on top of here too, and then of course the noodle shop is right below him with some serpentines ordering some of them, or I think it's actually sushi, my bad. And I really love how the Ninjago Markets looks. I loved putting all the minifigures in the Ninjago Markets and the Ninjago City Gardens. Definitely the biggest part of my LEGO Ninjago display. Back here, we've got not really Ninjago, but I thought it looks cool, and it's in the Ninjago area. It's the Hokusai Great Wave set. I thought that was a nice little background piece to cover up that kind of patch of empty wall, so I'm really happy with that. And then we've got the recently released LEGO Ninjago Dragon Rising. It's like called like the Dragonstone Shrine. And there's some cool minifigures inside of it. I don't know who a lot of the characters are, but I really love the design of the set. We've got Lloyd kind of in the background here, and I think it's a really cool set. I love the waterfall coming out of the dragon head, and we've got Sensei Wu back here as well too. Also a really nice cherry blossom tree, and a nice little lantern is hanging from it too. And I just think this area of the LEGO Ninjago collection looks really, really nice. Very happy with it. I've taken up all of the space that I have for this. And then below it, we've got the bonsai tree. Again, this is not really like a Ninjago themed, but I thought it fit in really nicely with the Ninjago stuff, so I'm really happy with it. And then now moving on to some of the stuff that I don't display, we've got some of my LEGO Ninjago characters from back in the day. We've got all of the ZX versions from Rise of the Snakes, as well as Samurai X and the Golden Ninja, and then we have the original Golden Weapons versions of the LEGO Ninjago minifigures, as well as Sensei Lu, Garmadon, and Lord Garmadon. And then inside of the skeleton head, we've got a ton of minifigures inside of here, so I'm going to try and pick through and find all the Ninjago minifigures that I put in here. And so here is everybody that I was able to find. It's mainly just a lot of extras from the LEGO Ninjago city sets that I didn't want to display, but there's also a handful of others of my childhood minifigures. Like we've got some of the ones from season 1, 2, and 3. We've got a very broken Kai DX, and we've got some skeletons and some duplicates over here too. So some really cool additions to my kind of library of minifigures, but I thought this was really cool. This is the LEGO Ninjago board game, if any of you remember this, and you can see it's kind of been graffitied over the years, but inside of it, we've got actually quite a few things, some not LEGO Ninjago related, but here's kind of the remnants of the board game, and I think this die is really cool. I love all of the printed pieces on it. I honestly forgot how to play the game, but I remember playing this a lot. I love all of the printed elements on it. It's really interesting, so really cool design here, and I guess we'll go ahead and roll it too. And then also, we have a bunch of the micro figures from the game too. I have every single one still intact and in pretty good condition. And then I also found, if you guys remember these, only the OG Ninjago fans I feel like will recognize these. They're the original cards that came with these spinners from back in the day, and I have not looked at these in probably over 12 years, so it's really nostalgic to see these guys again. I definitely got a lot of childhood memories kind of reignited while looking through these, and they're honestly really cool. I wish LEGO would kind of do something similar to this now. I feel like it would sell really well. I think they kind of do it to a degree, but definitely not as cool as they were back in the day. I loved looking at all of the designs again. As a kid, I would always kind of like look through them, and I just loved looking at them, and playing with the cards too with my friends at the lunch table was also really fun too. And it's just nice to see all of the cards together again, as I literally have not taken a look at these in like over a decade. So it's kind of crazy how good condition most of them are in too. And it's just, I feel like I don't really look at too many of like the non-LEGO parts of my collection. So I thought that was cool. Also not Ninjago related, but also in this box were some of my Chima trading cards. I don't really know how those worked, to be completely honest. I never really played the Speedors. I just kind of like threw them around. And then speaking of Speedors and the spinners, we've got my collection of LEGO Ninjago spinners. I had quite a few over here, not as many as I would have liked to as a kid, but I was a kid, so like I could only get so much. And then we've also got some Speedors in here too, but like we're gonna put some minifigures on these Speedors too, as I literally have not played with these in like over 10 years. So I remember I'd always angle the swords like this. That was like the big strategy to knock your opponent's character off, and I haven't done this in forever, so it's like really hard to get them to actually work as they're intended to. It's been been like over 12 years, so you gotta cut me some slack here, but these are so cool. I feel like they just don't make stuff like this anymore, and I just love how these things worked. And I remember they were just so much fun to play around with as a kid, and it was a really easy way to get a hold of like some of those like popular LEGO Ninjago characters. And as you can see here, I'm just like really failing at trying to make these work. This one's not too bad, but like there we go, we kind of got them to collide a little bit, but nobody fell off. So I think we're gonna try it one more time. This is our last try, so hopefully we can get them to work. Here we go. This actually does look kind of promising. There we go. So it looks like Kai won, so there we go. Awesome. My favorite ninja, of course, has to take the throne, but I loved the spinners. The cards were even cooler too, so that's my LEGO Ninjago collection. Definitely let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. I feel like I don't really show this off as much as I should, as LEGO Ninjago is one of my favorite LEGO themes of all time. It's the first theme that I seriously collected as a kid, so it's happy to have a video dedicated to it. But that's all for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new around here, but that is all for today. Peace out. We'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.